Today on Fight Insight podcast, we will talk with Daniel James. We will talk about the American Predator training with Stipe Miocic, what happened between him and USADA, and calling out Ryan Bader. So, what are we waiting for? Tim, hit it! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fight Insight podcast.
Our guest today is the American Predator. He's a mixed martial artist currently competing for the PFL/Bellator in the heavyweight division. He's a man with 15 professional wins, 14 of them with a stoppage victory. He comes to us from Chicago. He's a Chicago native. He loves Chicago. He puts on a show whenever he's in that cage, but he's also a team player outside of the cage as well, Raine. He's on a slight break right now, but he's currently helping Stipe Miocic train for John Jones. That's a huge fight, so we're going to talk about that. We've got tons of questions for him. If you want to see his first interview here, he was on episode 116 almost 2 years ago. But wow. Raine, let's see him now. Bring him in, Raine.
Please welcome Daniel James, the American Predator!
Oh my goodness.
Hi.
How are you, Daniel?
I'm good. You can hear me?
Yeah, we got you good, man. How are you?
Okay, cool. I'm good. Just wanted to make sure you can hear me. I got my Bluetooth on.
Yeah. Everything sounds good, my friend. And you're incognito now. You've got your glasses on. You don't look like the killer that you normally do.
Glasses, actually, I'm actually talking to you on the glasses. The glasses, I'm able to talk to you on the glasses.
What?
Yeah, whoa, that's really cool. Wait, you can hear through the glasses too, or just?
So the glasses is alternate to, I can make phone calls from it, listen to music and all that stuff on the glasses, but they look like regular glasses though.
But does it go in your ear? Is there an earbud in your ear?
It's like a sensor or something. I guess it's all in science. But
it's shooting through it. Yeah, there's nothing in your ear. It's shooting through your brain from the handle.
Yeah. As you can see.
There's like a mini speaker.
Yeah. No, it's not a speaker because people outside can't hear you, right?
Yeah, nobody can hear
you.
Whoa, Daniel James, the tech nerd.
Wow.
Wait, if you take it off though, now you can't hear us.
They disconnect once I take them off.
Oh,
that's crazy, man. All right. Well, Daniel,
I don't want the battery to die. So,
yeah.
But if it dies, just take them off.
All right. Yeah. So now, Daniel, we don't want to turn this podcast into a tech podcast. We're here to talk about you, the killer, the MMA master here. You're a heavyweight fighter in the PFL division. I have to ask you, man. First question off the bat: how long? It's a quiz here. How long has it been since Ryan Bader last defended the Bellator heavyweight title? Can you guess how long?
Oh man, about a year or so. Fedor, right?
How long though? Guess how long?
I can't even. I don't know. For 2 years.
Raine?
I'll go with maybe a year and a half.
It's almost 2 years. 618 days, 18 hours, and 50 minutes and 43 seconds, Daniel James. I got the clock.
God.
Ticking down.
He did his math. Really is crazy.
Daniel James, what the hell is up with that? How pissed are you at that, my friend?
Man, so pissed, man. I'm like, we could have been made that show happen, and like, I just like, man, it would have been great to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, Bader's a good dude, man. But like, I'm like, that would have been the perfect. That's the perfect like show. You know what I'm saying? For Bellator, I think. You know what I'm saying? For us to like go at it, like I worked my butt off to be one of the top guys, and not even past top 5. Like I worked my butt off for that, but just to see the belt just hanging around like that. And knowing what's going on with the companies and the merging and this and that, like not knowing if Bellator gonna be around, I'm like, dude, like let's make that happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to still make that happen. So
yeah, Daniel, I don't understand. I want this podcast to be the Daniel James call out of Ryan Bader, because
Yeah, man.
you know what pisses me off, Daniel? When you Google Ryan Bader's name, it says Ryan Bader is the current Bellator heavyweight champion in a continuous streak that is the longest of any Bellator champion. Yeah, it's the longest if you don't defend it.
Yeah, if you don't defend it, yeah, it's long. Like, it's just sitting there. It's just like with anybody, you know what I'm saying? You have to be active. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, the more active you're not, the more outside rush you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, some guys need to be active to perform, and not feel lethargic or anything like that. And sometimes some guys are just athletes, and that can just, you know, you take a little time off, you come back, you're just hungry, so you just like, let's go. You know, you're like, you didn't miss a step. And you know, I look at myself as one of those type of guys. You know what I'm saying? Willing to be ready for whatever goes down. But you know, I just think, you know, it should be a penalty when you holding on to belts and everything that long and you haven't had a fight. But the thing is, you're not the one that hunt nobody no more. You the hunted.
Okay, but if anybody's gonna hunt someone, it's the predator.
Yeah, most definitely, right? And
Looking for prey.
I see, you know, I see red. You know, I see. I know when I gotta pray.
But here's the thing, though, Daniel James. Like, what's the deal? Have you talked to Bellator? Have you talked to not PFL? Have you talked to Bellator specifically and said, "What the hell, dude? Give me a title shot. Where is this guy?"
Well, I talked to a few guys from a management company, and about that, and what I did, what I learned, it's still me answering the question. What I learned through this whole process of dealing with people, you have to understand that you have to make what happens, and not wait for it, because was you gonna wait for Beta just to enjoy life and age out and not want to do it no more? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when I mentioned it to management, like, hey, listen, we had some time off. I had the PFL thing, this and that. I'm like, Beta got the belt. I'm like, I think when I come back for my fight, like, it should be a championship series. It only makes sense. I beat everybody. I beat everybody. Like, the guys, like, it only makes sense. Give me a Beta. You know what I'm saying? Both of us are veterans. Both of us are, you know what I'm saying? We're older guys, you know, that's getting down with the best of them, you know. Me personally, I never took a beating. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So my longevity comes from me not having to go through so much in the ring, in the cage, what I see most guys go through. You know what I'm saying? Getting knocked out, things like that. When you get knocked out, everything, you don't see a lot of things coming. Like, I'm good. Let me go and do that and make it happen, and then y'all can do what the hell y'all want to do after that. But like, I wouldn't even sit around on the belt like that. You know, I'll fight Beta, win the belt. 4-5 months later, I'll defend it. And if I decide to call it, I'll call it. But like, I like to stay active. You know what I'm saying? But I just think it's only right for, like, just give me the title shot. What you waiting on? Like, what is it about? And and Bellator, you know, Bellator is my spot, you know, and I got a number of good things to say about Bellator company. You know what I'm saying? Bellator has been really amazing. You know what I'm saying? The back office, the front office, you know what I'm saying? Those ladies and gentlemen has really been amazing since I've been back here in the US. And then, you know, they made the merge with the PFL thing, which was kind of like, you know, I'm like, oh shit, got to jump ship again. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always Bellator, and Bellator, you know, it's always my first priority. You know what I'm saying? I understand who's in charge or whatever, but like, if you say, hey Daniel, we got 2 fights right now, we can do the Bellator fight today, next week, or we can do the PFL fight in next month. I'm like, okay, just give me the Bellator fight. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, you know. But I just think getting that title shot will be worth my while. I need that title shot before I'm done.
Exactly. But here's the thing. You talk nicely about the Bellator office and stuff like that. Do they still have an office? Are they like in a garage somewhere? Because, dude, they're not putting out quality fights or cards. Like, they're
not. So I really don't know what's going on with that. Like, they're just like me, just knowing the people. You know what I'm saying? Knowing the Jan and the Kogans, and everybody's working over at PFL now too. But Bellator's still putting on shows. And I've been looking at Bellator shows. They've been doing a lot of shows over in Europe and some stuff like that.
That's right. Yeah.
But they've been getting really good crowds. I've been seeing the crowds, you know. But the thing is, like, I just, you know, here in the USA, I don't know if they fighting in the USA right now. You know what I'm saying? I know Corey Anderson. I think he's about to defend his title. Rafael Stoss about to fight. Things like that. But you know, we all in the same thinking like, okay, what's going on? Because when we made that jump over to PFL, we all was in shock. I talked to a bunch of Bellator guys. We always like, we don't really know, like, you know, just to be the athlete and not knowing you just gotta get in the ring and perform. And after that, you don't know where it's at. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference between, you know what I'm saying, being what it needs to be and being what you're trying to be. Because to be what you need to be, it need to be some structure. You know what I'm saying, for the athletes and for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, MMA is the fastest growing sport in the world. You know what I'm saying? You know, we don't. You know, it's really amazing. Everybody loves it. Everybody watching. It's like the Coliseum times. You know what I'm saying? And it's a fucking adrenaline. It's amazing, and I never thought I'd love a sport this much.
Yeah. Well, we love watching you compete, Daniel James. Here's the thing: you talk about Rafael Stoss, who is a friend of the podcast. That dude is funny as heck. This is the card here. You're talking about the PFL super fight, though. That's not a Bellator card, Daniel James.
Oh, so, right. I thought that was a Bellator card. Yeah.
Well, I'm Daniel, sorry. See, this is the confusion with. I mean, if a Bellator heavyweight Raine has no clue what this card is, that's why the public doesn't understand either, Daniel James. Like, there's a Bellator title being defended on there. Johnny Eblin is defending his title on there. I don't know why he doesn't defend it on a Bellator card. But here's the thing, Daniel James. You're off right now. Can you speak about when are you able to come back and fight? Are we able to say that?
Yeah. I think we made it clear. You know, I'll be back for the new year. You know.
Okay.
As we all know, articles is out everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But what I really don't appreciate is when articles are being written and the people that put the article out put things out to protect themselves and not look like an asshole and not look like they're the ones who screwed you over. So as an athlete, you got to sit back and be like, you just put that out there. This is not nothing that we discussed that should have been out there like that. Like, you're making stuff up because people could do the math and see that it's just BS. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just being cooperative out of that whole process and just killing with kindness and doing what I got to do. I got amazing coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about people knowing Daniel James as a person, this is why I consider myself having the best coaches in the world, because they know me and they have been with me through this whole process since the April fight, you know, right. And then right before the fight that I was about to have, that they pulled me off the card. When we try to figure out what happened, because I didn't know until somebody called me. I'm like, how do I don't know this?
Wait, you don't know what?
I didn't know that they gave me a suspension from the tournament until somebody told me, like, oh, you suspended. I'm like, what you mean suspended? They're like, oh, they have found some, like, found what? What the hell would you finally find? I get drug tested. I've been drug tested 5 times back to back. Like, what are you talking about? Right. I eat, you know what I'm saying? So we was trying to figure out what went on, because we thought it was like a mishap. We're like, okay, it got to be messed up. I'm monetized everything.
You must be thinking about the wrong Daniel James. Hold on 1 second. Let me just make sure that everybody's clear what's happening. You're fighting for Bellator. Then, I guess because you don't get Bellator fights, you go into the PFL heavyweight tournament.
You go into the PFL tournament. So with
that's
the
what
PFL
you did.
Tournament, yeah.
Then you fight one fight. You knock some fool out. Right?
Yeah.
Timmy B's at home cheering away. Right.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're not in the tournament. And so
this is
what you're talking about. And then you say, hey, I'm not in the tournament. People tell you that now you've tested positive for something. And I definitely want to get back to when you're saying people are writing articles, because I couldn't find a lot of articles about you. So you seem upset about what people wrote, but I don't know what people wrote, or like, what are you upset with there?
It's not being upset. It's just that, you know, being as an athlete, some people don't expect athletes to follow through with that process, and I'm the athlete that followed through every day, every week, made phone calls, sent emails, hell, try to hire legal actions just because I felt like I was, you know what I'm saying, being screwed over and everything. But I stepped back and I thought about it, and I say, you know what, Daniel James is Daniel James without fighting anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is what I do, and you know what I'm saying, it don't define me. I say, but it won't break me or tear me down. It's just that when you a nice guy, you work so hard for something, and it's like it's always those nice guys that's trying to do well and do great for people and themselves. It's something come to bite them, and then when you try to explain, like, okay, could we see what happened, or could we do a read, this and that? Nobody wants to follow through with that because they want to continue to protect their ass. I'm talking about USADA. You know,
So you're
I'm talking
so you're
about.
talking. So you're
I'm
talking
talking
about
about.
what?
Yeah, I'm talking about USADA. They's the ones who
USADA.
flagged me
Yeah.
for a test.
Okay.
I'm talking about USADA. They flagged me for a test. When I got, I called USADA and I'm like, hey, I just got an email about a test sample, and I'm not, you know, if it was something I wouldn't talk about it. If it was something I had to hide, but like I was waiting on you to hit me up actually for the last few months, but I was like, you know, hey, so what's going on? So I made phone call to management and things like that, and they got behind me about what's going on, and I just say, you know what, whoever's gonna be with me. I give a damn or who not. You know what I'm saying? That went for coaches and management. I don't give a damn who with me or not. If you're gonna be with me 100%, and understand that every word that come out of my mouth is gonna be real and genuine. And because in the long run, when somebody screw you over, they're gonna reel back and sit back like this. Damn, we try to bring them down, but you're gonna realize they're gonna feel so bad for it because I'm gonna do a million great things, you know. So the whole problem, when I got this results, they found something called letrozole in my urine sample, which women when used for breast cancer and stuff like that. You can't even buy nowhere. Breast cancer, stuff like that, and also we've had we talked about the food samples and stuff like that because I get meat from farms, and certain farms use letrozole in their female cattle to stop ovulation and fertility.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to see that. Okay, well, so they knew they knew that it didn't enter my body voluntarily, because it was 0.2, 0.3 gram or something, like not even a picogram. It was just, and then because we took a drug test, so I took a drug test. When I got those results, I took a drug test a day later at Quest Diagnostics, but we had to pay for extra tests because the drug test that we used to take for Bellator is a panel 3 test, and I went and requested that test to take that test, and they gave me that test, and everything was clean. So I'm like, so what are they talking about? Because I've been drug tested 5 times back to back, everything was clean, and this one time y'all say y'all found something a few weeks out from a fight from a bum that I'm about to destroy that I couldn't like. I really want to break his face. You know what I'm saying? Because this guy's the same guy that likes to run with certain information and instead of defending his honor in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to, in a quote, he will see me soon. And he will not, and he will be done. And that's a threat. And but
who are we talking about?
Tyrell Fortune.
Tyrell Fortune. Okay, yeah.
It's like he's always the guy that's like, it seems like I'm being hunted by this guy. Like you know what I'm saying? You got this little thing, like he's gonna get that guy. And it's like every time I look up, it's like my name has to come out of his mouth. Like, I don't even know you, buddy. Like, you know, it's always, oh, Daniel James fell the drugs. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? You don't even know what you're talking about. Right. So now all these things that you said and stirred up, and nobody pay attention to, you don't even have a following. Nobody take you serious. But I have a platform that I need to be careful the way I speak on, but I'm just letting you know that, like, I'm gonna move from that, but he will have to see me as long as he in this sport, you know. And then when he do, I'm gonna come back and tell Timmy, I told you I was gonna knock him out, you know. No, yeah, no, what I was saying. But so anyway, Timmy, we went through the process with your side and everything, so that happened. So I get out the ring April. The fight was what, April 4th? I think it was April 4th. The fight was April 4th.
April 4th.
I got out that ring, and then when I got home, 2 weeks later, they came and did another test. I passed the test, and then they came and did another test randomly, and then we write down everything that we eat, take, drink, whatever like that, ibuprofen, Benadryl, everything, and then 8 days later, a few days later, something like that, they sent me the number of the sample. Say it was they found something called letrozole. So we try to go through the whole process of like getting everything situated, looking at like legal options, looking at everything, because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm top in a tournament. Like, I'm going to win this tournament. Like, you're about to like literally sit here trying to take this. Like, this is, so I sat back and I laughed about it. I'm like, this is crazy. But after a while, you get antsy because, when you dedicate your life to a sport, a craft, you want to continue to do it. And my thing was, I was disappointed at that. And I was disappointed in the fact that, like, I got fans. I got people that look up to me. I got people in Chicago that see me. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't have to explain anything to anybody, you know what I'm saying? But it's already out there now. So, and you don't talk to everybody and everything. Everybody have they pick of who they tell certain things to. Some people look at those articles and run with it and make up their own thing. But hey, I get Timmy to hey Timmy, I let you ask me them questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. Like, I know you cool, and it's like, so before anybody else, because I got a few people calling me, asking me, oh, we want to talk about it. I'm like, I don't want to talk to y'all about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just so you can get it. No, I'm gonna talk to someone that I know, someone that, that really value my time, and that's it. But other than that, we got the time. We doing what we have to do. I'm still training. I got a good team behind me. Put me through another training camp right now. Back and forth with Stipe training. Everything's great. Everything's looking good. And now I'm just like literally just waiting until everything is over with. But right now I need to just focus on family and my life outside of combat, but still stay trained and stay focused, because that's the whole goal. Because when I come back, I don't want to come back as the same Daniel James. I want to come back as a new, improved Daniel James, and let them know that you did not stop nothing. So if that answers the question, I'm sorry.
No, Daniel James, dude, I love it, man. And here's the thing. I try to keep up with all the friends of the podcast as much as possible. Like Raine and I, now we're on episode 193, man. I've met literally 193 people that I try to stay in contact with. You're one of the good dudes, man. Anytime I reach out to you, you're always so pleasant. I apologize that I didn't know about this sooner. Like, in reality, like, there wasn't a lot of news about it. I'm interested in what you're saying now. What's weird to me, I got a couple of questions. If you have to go, you let me know. I got a couple of questions. If you're so nice to USADA and you're being upfront with them and you're sharing them all the information, and then you have tests afterwards that don't show it and stuff like that, why is the suspension so freaking long?
Because what it is, I guess they would treat things as they would treat everything else. I know it's guys that's been, really tested, pop for really major stuff. And it's been broadcast, the Gokhan guy that I fought in June in Chicago was popped. A guy from one of the Russians from Bellator was popped, but another cat just got popped, and they found out it was involuntarily taken. But my whole thing is like, you're going to treated mine as something major, even though like they gave me time already served for the time that I was out. But I missed the whole $1 million tournament, though.
So hold on. So then here's the thing, Daniel, and I apologize for cutting you off. I just want to get to one thing. In this podcast, I've been going crazy because there's always conspiracy that I've got going on, Daniel. Like, every week, I feel like I get something, and Raine gets mad at me because she thinks I'm crazy. But Daniel James, the Timmy B conspiracy of the week, okay, is that they did this to you to get you out of the tournament because they don't want a Bellator guy winning the PFL tournament.
Man, I heard that so many times, and I believe so, and I can say I believe so because I have been there. I have put in the work. I have beat all your top guys. I have done that, and I never said anything about anybody. And the thing is, you don't want this guy that's seasoned to come in and take what you guys try to build through someone else, and they don't work hard for it. I work hard for every bout, every camp, every fight, every person. I don't get ready for a single fight. I get ready for the fight. And that's whoever you're going to throw in front of me. The night I was about to fight Tyrell Fortune at in San Antonio, they told my fighter changed the day before the fight, and I did not know it. And I told you about that. But the thing is, everybody, when you have a building behind you and you have people behind you and you want everybody to think a certain way, and then, you got to understand, it's a lot of things in life that was written by bad people.
Yeah.
And then today people think that bad people really did it. But no, what about the people that they took it from? Like, you ever heard their story? You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like that. And I think, Timmy, you hit it right on the head. And I really believe that. And I'm actually glad that you one of those guys that understand me from thinking that way. I just felt that way. I just felt like it could have been a little bit more. But I put asses in the seats. And that I put asses in every seat, And it would have been the tournament would have been amazing. It would have been a journey to come back to Chicago and do one of the fights. And that, I think that's something that they missed out on, and I just hope that, it's no ill will to none of them. I just like, hey, I'm here to do a job, and that's it, and you don't have to like the way I punch. You don't have to like the way I lay people out. You don't have to like the way I, walk or run, but the thing is, like, I'm going to get the job done, and that's it, but, I'm ready for when the comeback happens. I'm ready to come and take it by storm, and it's not over till it's over. And, I manifest it, and I really believe, man, like, God willing, like, I'm really going to be champion before I'm done. And it's like the movie George Foreman. You ever saw the movie George?
Yeah.
And he thought he was done, and he was like, God ain't tell him yet. You know what I'm saying? Because my vision is different. But my vision ain't for everybody to see. Because my vision was for everybody else to see. They would have saw it already. So I'm ready to just come back, humble as I know how, win a fight, sit at the interview, chill out, and let people understand that, like, this is for real. This journey is not just any journey. This journey is not just,
Yeah. So sorry. So my problem is, Daniel James, you've got two opportunities here. You've got two decisions. You've got a decision to make. You either start causing a ruckus and start causing problems in Bellator and start calling people out, start getting on Bader's cell phone and telling him, where the hell are you? Defend or vacate, you fool. Like, let's go. Right? Like, I have no patience for that, Daniel James. Like, if you were doing that, I'd be calling you out and I'd say, Daniel James, defend or vacate. I wouldn't.
I think that's a good way to go, though. Like, because, I don't have anything against Bader. He ain't got nothing against me. And he know when I saw him, like, hey, man, let's do it. Like, I think we can make that happen. I think that needs to happen, though. I need to, like, hey, let's make it happen, because you ready to leave, and let's go. Let's make the best man win, and we both shake hands and get on. Like, you shouldn't be wasting your time fighting. Who you going to fight from the Bellator roster?
Well, he wants to be the longest running champion, so he's just never going to fight, Daniel. That's the plan. He's just going to be the champion until he's 99 years old. They're going to,
funny.
Like, but so here's the thing.
The longest running champion that didn't fight. That you silly, man.
But you've got two options, though. You either start making a ruckus, calling out Bader, calling out Bellator as a whole, and saying, hey, you guys said you wanted championship fights on your cards. You're running cards with 0 title fights, Daniel James.
Yeah.
How are you running? You only have 6 cards a year, and you're running cards with no title fights when you promised there'd be 2 per card. So you need to get on the horn, like, on social media, on whatever, and in your polite way, because I get it. Like, you're not going to be a jerk about it, but you need to start saying, like, I want that Bellator title. That Bellator title is mine. Bader, defend or vacate. I feel like that might piss people off if you say that in a good way, because people go, yeah, wait a second. This guy's been gone forever. So you either do that or you go back into the PFL tournament.
And I think I really, man, Timmy, to be honest with you, I really think that's what there's going to pull. I think that when I come out of this, because I'm looking at the dates of the PFL tournament when they usually start. And I think they'll pull you back into that, because at the end of the day, like, to be honest with you, man, this was like, I was looking at this like as the hoorah. I wanted to win a tournament, become champion, defend the belt, And
No,
like, I
okay,
don't care who they.
hold on.
Hold on.
I gotta break in. You can't defend that belt. I just need to make sure you understand that. When you win that PFL season, you can't defend that. There is no defending.
Oh, you don't. See,
No,
you
it's
see how, you
it's
see
like
how I'm at?
it's like a trophy. It's just a trophy. Like, you can't defend it, because then the next year there's another heavyweight
It's another
tournament.
heavyweight.
So that belt is just a trophy, just so you know that.
Okay, yeah. But so no, like, just to win a tournament, you know, I want. Listen, before Bellator disappear, I want their belt.
That's what I want you to do. Yeah. Let's
I
focus on
want the
that.
Bellator belt before they disappear. Like, I have to have it. You know, like,
Right.
it's not like a we gonna get it. No, that's something that I have to have. You know,
Right.
I want Bellator belt before I'm done.
Yes.
And they're gonna see this interview, and they all know me, that I'm a nice guy, but they know when this is over with, I got a few more months before I enter the cage again. And right now I'm just occupying my time with some jiu-jitsu tournaments, some, you know, a lot of boxing and all this other stuff, and training, going back and forth out of town. And when I come back, like, they need to come up. They need to talk to management. Management needs to talk to them, or they need to talk to management, and they need to understand, like, don't look at the fact that, like, oh, Dane was suspended, but think about the fact of the things that I've done throughout the sport. He always been a nice guy. He wins his fights. He busts his ass. He will push and promote anything. But the thing is, let's give this man what he wants. He has the record. He has the number behind his name. Let's give him a title shot for Bellator before it's all over with.
Right.
And I think everybody need to work hard to do that.
That's
because
what I want people to work hard. Yeah, that's what I want people to work hard on. Bellator, get it done. Management, get it done. You're with Sucker Punch, right?
Yeah, I'm with Sucker Punch. Yeah.
Right. If anyone can get this happening, it's Brian Butler. He's
Butler
the man.
definitely could get it done.
Get this done. Figure it out. Get it
Butler,
done, because
he's I call him the key maker. He makes shit happen.
I like it. I like that nickname. If I have him back on the podcast, we're calling him the key maker.
He's the key maker, man. At least he's been the key maker for me. He make things happen. I might not talk to him every day, but throughout all his whole process of what went on with me and everything, like, this, him, Butler, Chris, and man, they had literally been. Chris has been on the phone with me every day trying to figure this out.
Sorry, who is Chris?
Chris is one of my managers from Sucker Punch.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And when Butler get busy, he had Chris reach out. Chris is like his go-to guy. But like, these dudes, about, you know, hell, right now I'm sitting there watching TV. Butler, I just text Butler. We'll text each other back. You know, how you doing? But they know, like Butler know how I am. He know, like, I think he know how to deal with the big fella. You know what I'm saying? He know when I get antsy. He know when I'm anxious. He know that, like, okay, cool. But he know that if I said I'm gonna do something and put my mind to it, I'm going for it. And one thing he don't have to worry about is, when it's time for me to get in that ring, he ain't got to worry about me throwing a punch, because I'm gonna make sure I get the job done. You know what I'm saying? And try to push it and go my way. But I had a really supporting system throughout this whole process, you know, from management to coaches and stuff like that. We just learned to shut everything else out and not let anybody else in, because, you know, you can't do that, because right now people don't understand what the athletes go through. When I be in a gym training, people want to come up and talk and take pictures and stuff like that. It's all good. But a lot of people don't understand that we have two faces. Like, it's the face we put on when we're in front of the people, and it's the face you put on when you're sitting at home alone thinking, like, what the hell just happened? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just glad I got a good management team and coaching staff to, like, literally, you know what I'm saying, like, to keep me grounded and keep me focused. Hell, my coach like, hey, it's time to go to Cleveland. You know, I get down to Cleveland, Stipe coaches, Coach Marcus, Coach Bob, fucking amazing. You know, they like, oh man, we can let you back, big man. I said, man, coach, they already knew. They said, listen, we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna work hard. We're gonna do what we gotta do. And he said, you'll be back soon. Right. And I said, man, my man, let's go.
Yeah.
And just work, bro. Like, you gotta surround yourself around the right people in the industry instead of surrounding yourself around the people that want to just see you get out in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Now, of course, I do want to. Are you okay? A couple more minutes, couple more questions.
I'm good.
Okay?
I'm good.
You're talking long, dude. I'm so happy. You're talking long. I love everything you're saying.
I just had a lot. You know, I just had a lot, Timmy. I've really been like, I'm skeptical about who I talk to, but Timmy's a good dude, and it's like I'm like, man, let me hit Timmy up. I'll talk to Timmy, and then you wind up email hitting me up, and I'm like, oh, Timmy, say less. Let's go.
Perfect.
Like,
Perfect
for real,
time.
let's go.
I do. Before we go, we might go back to that topic a little bit, but I do want. People would kill me if I did not ask you this question. How is Stipe looking?
He looks amazing, man. I'm not the guy that give people the gas if they ain't got the gas, because I wouldn't be there. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm sore as shit right now. Like, we both sore as hell. But like, man, he's fast. Like, I don't know what happened, but he's fast, and he's hitting hard. He's doing this thing. His mind is there, and that's one thing that makes him different from everybody else. Is his mindset. It's not like he's having fun. Like, he's dealing with the people. He's the guy that walked through the gym, that's working out, that's scrawny, and just don't know which way to go. Stipe will grab him and say, "Hey, you need some help?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's that guy. Oh man, some shirts at the front desk. Look at your shirt. He's probably Stipe. I think I cracked a joke the other day to my cameraman, and he said, "Bro, Stipe is amazing." I say, "Yeah." I say, "Me and Stipe have been training up for a while." And I say, I have a relationship with him now. We're really good. We're really good people. And he say, I say, but Stipe might be the only fighter on the planet that's famous and don't really care. We give a damn about it or don't know. Like, nobody, because he's just this whole wholesome guy,
like a normal guy.
Just normal guy that just want to do his thing, love people, take care of his family, love his coaches, love the people around him, and welcome you with open arms if you're a good person. Like, that's just how it is. And it's like, I'm the same way here in Chicago. So I'm looking like, wow, I met my twin. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But it's like, he's an amazing dude. You know what I'm saying? So throughout the whole process of going right now, it's just like, we just want to get him to the goal. We just want to make sure he do what he got to do to get this belt. And like Chael Shannon said, everybody that counted Stipe out was upset. Yeah. Everybody that counted him out was upset. They don't understand. Like, he came on top every time you count him out, and you can count him out all you want this time, but it's a whole different show.
I'm glad that
this man's strong.
Dude, I'm glad that you're saying this, because here's the thing. I'm kind of one of those guys that was like, I would make a joke, Raine. I think I said it on this podcast, but like, I'm like, I hope Stipe knows he's fighting Jon Jones. Like, because like you're saying, like, he's just a normal guy. You never see him around, man. You never see him at UFC events. You never see him in people's Instagram videos or TikTok videos. You don't see him like doing commentary or anything like that. He's very under the radar for being who many people regard as the greatest of all time. That guy is gone. Like, you don't see him. And now he's coming back to face Jon Jones in what is ultimately the greatest test of his career, the greatest test of Jon Jones's career. It's going to be one of the greatest heavyweight fights of all time. And if Stipe can win it, it will be insane. And I mean, and then when I realized that you were training with him, I'm like, okay, well, you're not calling in Daniel James to come give you an ass whooping if you're not taking this fight serious.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why would I do that? I'll just go lift some kettlebells. Like, so his mind is right and his body is right. That's what the Daniel James is telling me.
Definitely, I just right now, I'm just so excited for it. Like, I'm really excited for it because, like, I know greatness when I see it, and I've been around a lot of great guys, a lot of great fighters. I've been around a lot of great ball players. I've been around a lot of great whatever, you know what I'm saying? I've been in, my whole crew, my whole friends that grew up, everybody, we all eat, drink, sleep, sports, and a lot of my guys that's really, is coaches and stuff like that, like high level coaches, and we deal with pros and see pros all the time for all sports. But when I see something different, this is gonna be the greatest show on earth. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be really great. And then it's like what's the movie with Hugh Jackman? One of my favorite movies.
The greatest show on earth.
The greatest show on earth. That's what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? And people might be like, oh, you just no. Anybody that know me know I never give clout to anybody that don't deserve it. But this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. This is the first time I'm throwing a fight party at my place.
Wow.
Nice.
This is the first time. Yeah.
Wait, is Timmy B and Raine invited?
Man, see, hey, if you're not in Canada, well, you at Canada, right?
yeah. I'm in Toronto and she's in California.
I'm in California.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. Hey, I need to be there, man. I need to be in Canada or California.
Yeah, all right.
Like, for real. I think when I get really old, I'm gonna move to California because they got the best weather, best sun, and everything.
Yeah, come on over.
You can eliminate everything. You ain't got to worry about getting all them vitamin D deficiencies and stuff like that. Because you know I'm dark skinned. It's hard for me to get some vitamin D.
Daniel James, man, look, man, it is such a pleasure to have you on this podcast. I've kept you far longer than I said I would. So I
it's
really
all
appreciate
good, Timmy.
Dude, I appreciate your time so much, man. Just so you know, look, on this podcast, we always talk about the truth about things. We want people to be able to come out and tell their story. So I'm glad that you were able to tell yours. Before I let you go, I have one last question. But before I do that, is there anything else that you feel we missed or anything else that you wanted to say that maybe I didn't hit on?
No, man. We just had a conversation. That's all. And I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Anything we missed pretty much wasn't relevant. You know, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I got a chance to really talk and let somebody hear me. Hear me, you know?
Yeah. So. I hear your story, man. I hope that I can get this out as best as possible. I hope that we can get it out as best as possible. It's important to know, like we've had a lot of people saying some weird stuff about PFL, about Bellator. We just want things to go right. And the thing is, Daniel James, there's weird stuff going on with ONE FC. There's weird stuff going on with so many organizations around the world. I just want organizations to run their shit well so that there's places for fighters to fight. You know what I mean? Like we just need things to be run well, run decently so that people can fight and the people that put their life into this have a place to go make that money, Yeah. And for fans to go watch, right? And for Raine to go get in a cage and announce someone coming. And Daniel, I've been doing
that announcement though, Raine. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
when you get out to California, Raine will give you some complimentary tickets to Up Next Fighting.
Yeah.
And you can go watch her do her thing.
I'm definitely gonna let you know about that. You got to send me the number on my DM.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. Get out there, man, and start yelling at Bader, on their cameras too. You can get Ryan Bader to notice.
Did Timmy freeze?
No, I'm here.
No, he's moving.
Oh, he's right there. Okay.
Right there.
Okay, I'm good. All right, man. Daniel James, last question I'm just going to ask you really quickly. I don't think I asked it to you last time because it's a new question that we've been asking all the podcast guests as they come on. And I'm interested to hear your answer. It's a question that my mom used to ask me almost every day of my life growing up. I want to ask it to you.
I got to get ready for this.
Daniel James, the American Predator, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm happy. About a 9.5.
Okay. And
about a 9.5.
Anything about that?
The other half will be settled when I get off this. When I get back in the cage.
Ooh.
It's the one thing that's missing.
That'll complete me. But right now, not to hold you up. I know my boys. My son is 16. He's boxing. My youngest is 9, about to be 10. I get so confused with his age. He's 9, but I be thinking he's 10 or 11. He's that so big. But my oldest son is boxing, and I'm enjoying the time with my boys right now. And just to watch them grow and just to watch my son box, and he's going to be a real champion one day. And I know that. And it's like, wow. And I'm just enjoying that. They're keeping me going. Nice. They keep me going. So, yeah, I'm happy.
I'm good, man. You are a good man, Daniel James. I know that, of course, Commander Dale always talks so highly of you. All the people around you talk so highly of you. I know you do great things in the city of Chicago. I'm glad that you're out there helping out Stipe. Obviously, he's a good man, so he wouldn't have anyone around him that's not a good person. So all good things for you, man. In January, whenever it is that comes up, dude, I can't wait to see whatever's lined up next for you. We'll get you back on the podcast to talk about it when it comes on. Put in a good word for us with Stipe. I'd love to get Stipe on here one day. And
most definitely.
Daniel James, thank you so much for joining the podcast, my friend. You are the greatest.
No, definitely. I definitely would mention it to him because I think this is a play. I think he needs to talk to you. It's really good. It's good. This is my priority, right? This is my only priority when it's fight time. When anybody call for interviews, Timmy's first priority. If it's not Timmy for my first interview, don't bother me for real. Everybody else comes second.
Get him out of there. Daniel James, the American Predator. Thank you so much, my friend. We will see you soon. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Take it easy, Timmy.
Thank
Have fun
you.
at the
All
party.
right, Raine, you take it easy.
Thank you.
How do I
See you,
leave?
buddy. Here, I'll get you out.
Oh.
See ya. All right, there he is.
I'm
Raine,
gonna follow him right now. There you go.
I apologize. He's I apologize. You weren't able to chip in there.
It's
but,
okay.
He was going long.
I
I know.
love how he talked a lot about, his experience. It was just so great to like listen to his story. And despite all of the setbacks, you can tell how he's such a positive person, and you can feel it. You can feel how genuine he was when he was talking about, his journey, and he still had that smile on his face. Like,
No,
I honestly see like a great comeback for Daniel James.
It's not even a comeback. He's just on some stupid pause. Which
I know, but like I feel like it's like a setback for him, right? And so
I guess, but can I just say the Timmy B conspiracy? I mean, I'm telling you, Raine. I'm telling you, weird shit. How it bothers me so much that these things can happen, and the fact that when I say it to him, he's not like, Tim, you're an idiot. Right? He's like, well, people have said that. I was kind of thinking that. Like, how scary is that organizations can do that? And all I know is once his time is up and once he's allowed back in that cage, they better put him in the goddamn cage. I don't want to see Bellator doing none of the shenanigans where they just don't book you fights.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there and you're just aging out and you can't get a fight. And then he has to go in the tournament. Fine, he can go in the tournament. But it's so crazy, too, because he's like, I want to win that and then defend the title. There's no title to defend. And I apologize that I had to say that to him. But I just feel like, because if you're a competitor and you think my dream is to win a belt and defend it, you just have to realize you can't defend that belt.
I didn't even know that either. So
no, well, there you go. Lesson learned for everybody. But look, he's a great dude. If you're here because of Daniel James, thank you so much for joining the podcast. This is episode 193, I think it is, which is crazy. We're headed into episode 200, which I never in a million years thought I would get there. Anyways, follow and subscribe to us. If you're watching us for the first time, tell your friends about us. Like, follow, subscribe, hit the like button, do all that stuff, comment on the videos. I really, really appreciate it. It helps us keep going, Raine. Next week on the podcast, you are not going to be here.
Nope.
Okay. It might be a good thing you're not here, Raine. Do you want to know who? Okay. Because I know you get a little bit weird when I start going too crazy. Okay. And you've got a future in this business. Okay. Next week on the podcast might get me like banished from the MMA world. I don't know.
This might be the last time that I'm going to see you then.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, maybe this could be the last time.
I know you, Tim.
Yeah. Next week on the podcast, we have a former UFC fighter who was on The Ultimate Fighter back in one of the early seasons. She was kind of like one of the villains of the season, really. Hurricane Heather Jo Clark. She was on Team Misha Tate back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why she is coming on the podcast, Raine, I saw her being quoted on a post about the UFC antitrust lawsuit. And she made some sort of quote, as did a bunch of fighters. She has agreed to come on the podcast next week and talk about the lawsuit.
Wow.
I'm very excited to figure out what this lawsuit is and to speak to someone who's involved in it and who apparently is fine with just saying anything.
Oh, wow.
Now, I don't know what she'll say or whatever, but it could get interesting. And I'm going to give her hard questions, Raine, because I want to know what is that antitrust lawsuit really about? Is it just so that you can get money? Not her per se, but like, is it just so that the plaintiffs can get money? Is it meant to change the way the UFC is doing business? Like, is that part of it? And finally, why do you think you deserve money if they paid you the amount you signed a contract for? So I'm going to be on her side and I'm not going to be on her side, but I want to answer real questions about that antitrust lawsuit. When that goes out, I may be murdered or something might happen to me. UFC will shut it down. and then
Okay.
that's it. I'm out of here. So
If I don't hear anything from you, then I know
Yeah.
what happened to you.
yeah. Send someone to check. Just like a Sage Northcutt, do an alive and well check on me, please. That said, for people that watched last week's podcast, Max Payne Griffin, right after the podcast, sent me a screenshot of his text with Sage that showed that he is alive and well.
That's good.
It was only text, though, so I told Max that it could still be a bot. So I don't know. But that is what it is. That's going to be our podcast next week, so make sure you're here for that. Friends of the podcast update. I do want to say thank you to Rageworks Podcast Network, rageworksnetwork.com. Of course, go there for other great audio podcasts like ours. And FLA 17, Fight League Atlantic 17 is coming up so quick, Raine. November 16th in Moncton, New Brunswick, in the Moncton Coliseum. FLA 17. Get your tickets now at fightleagueatlantic.com. Raine, in 2 weeks when you're back, if I'm still around, I will get you to cut the promo because you're always better at it. But for now, just listen to Timmy B, fightleagueatlantic.com. Go there. And Raine, you highlighted that we have one former guest who's up fighting at UFC
Charles
next week.
Johnson. He's fighting this Saturday at UFC Fight Night. I forgot who he's fighting, but he is scheduled to fight this Saturday.
It doesn't matter who he's fighting, Raine.
Because he's our friend.
Yeah.
He's a friend of the podcast.
No, here's the thing. He's fighting Sumaderji. I think that's the guy, Sumaderji. But Charles Energy Johnson, he's fighting. He's a flyweight in the UFC. He has 3 wins already in 2024. He's looking for his 4th fight and 4th victory in 2024, which is crazy. Yeah. And Raine, it leads perfectly. He also has the skullet, which throwback to the Slim Reaper, Rayshawn. He is fighting in the flyweight division. Now, this segues perfectly, Raine, into this fight that was announced. UFC 310, Alexandra Pantoja faces Kai Asakura.
That's the same card as that Max would be on, right?
As Max, yeah.
Okay.
So UFC 310 flyweight title fight, Pantoja versus Asakura. Raine, what is weird about that fight? Do you know?
No.
Do you know who Asakura is?
No.
Yeah, nobody does, Raine.
Okay.
So, Kai Asakura, I mean, because unless you're on, I don't think that every fan that goes to a UFC event, or I don't think that every regular fan follows it daily. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, they're not following and checking the news all the time. So you may see this fight announcement. You might not even see it. 310 is going to come around, and suddenly that fight's going to be there. And you're going to say, who the hell is Kai Asakura? Why have I never seen this guy fight before? The reason is he's never fought in the UFC before, Raine.
Oh, how did he? So wait, when did he get signed?
He just got signed.
Okay.
And immediately gets a title shot. He announced that he signed with UFC on June 8th, 2024.
Okay.
Okay. In his promotional debut, he will be fighting for the flyweight championship. Okay. What is his history? He has won the Risen Bantamweight Championship, Bantamweight, and 2021 Risen Bantamweight Grand Prix runner-up. So he didn't even win that. And that's about it for championships and achievements under the Wikipedia.
Okay.
So, Raine, they have brought in the Risen champion, who I think fights at 135, to fight Pantoja for the title at UFC 310 at 125 pounds. Thoughts, comments, Raine?
I mean, I guess for me, so Risen was the pay-per-view where what's her name?
BKFC, the BKFC sweetheart. She went out there.
Yeah. She went there a few months ago, right? She fought there a few months ago. Manny Pacquiao was there too.
Yes.
You're part of that card.
You're a great hero. Yeah. Yep. So the Filipino culture.
So I'm thinking this is probably a way for UFC to kind of bring in more of the Japanese fans. I don't know. Maybe that's why right away this guy gets a title shot, even though he just got signed. I mean, that's all I could think of.
Are you okay with that?
Am I okay with it? Well, to me, it's kind of unfair.
Unfair to
Other UFC fighters who are, have been.
every single UFC fighter on the roster that's a flyweight that has at least one win. How about I apologize. How about it's fucking super disrespectful to our good buddy, right? Who's fighting next week?
Oh,
Charles
who?
Energy Johnson.
Oh, okay.
It's super disrespectful to Charles Energy Johnson, who has 3 wins in the flyweight division in this year. Why don't you just give him the title shot? Why on earth would you bring in this guy from Risen? Which, remember, when Bellator had a card and it was Bellator versus Risen, Bellator swept them. Every single Bellator fighter beat the Risen guy. It's not even like Risen is like... We don't even consider it like really too... no, like we don't consider them like on par. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we don't... Because if Bellator can sweep Risen... You think the Risen guy is going to come over here and beat? And then even if he does, it's bullshit, because why wouldn't you give it to Energy Johnson or any other flyweight? But I love Energy Johnson, so whatever.
Yeah.
But don't you think that's weird?
I mean,
for the Japanese fans, you think that's what it's for?
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's like an attempt to kind of, bring in some more of that, the Asian fans or like Japanese fans. Maybe UFC is planning like a trip to Japan at some point, and this is kind of like them kind of, slowly creeping into that market, and by having someone like this guy.
I mean, that is, people new to the podcast, that is classic Raine optimism.
What?
Right? Like just seeing the positive and everything. I don't know. When I saw it, here's another thing on this photo that I am showing. So if you're not on the video version, come on over to YouTube or Spotify or Millions. We're on millions.co, of course. If you notice here, this is from MMAfighting.com. Okay.
Uh-huh.
If you notice, next to Alexandra Pantoja's name, there's the number 1.
Number 1. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And next to Kai Asakura, there's no number. Okay. Below his name, it says that the rankings you see are the MMA fighting rankings. So what that means is that Alexander Pantoja is the number 1 flyweight in the world according to MMA fighting. Kai Asakura doesn't even have any number next to his name. Even if you want to say, oh, but he's the number 4 bantamweight.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what, Raine? This guy is not even on any list with MMA fighting, which is crazy. Because sometimes what you'll see is you'll see a UFC guy, 2 UFC people fighting, and then one guy will have a number that you're like, no, he's ranked number 4 in the UFC, but it says number 6 here. And then it's like, oh, because they put that because it's their rankings. And so what happens is you'll look at their rankings and it'll be like 4 UFC guys, then a Bellator guy, then a PFL guy, then this guy, and you're like, oh, okay, that's why they've showed. This Kai Asakura guy doesn't even have any number next to his name. Not that I know who he is, mind you. And I'm sure he's lovely. I'm sure he's amazing. I'm sure he kicks ass. I'm Asian, so of course I'm going to cheer for this guy over Pantoja anyways. But you know what I mean? Like it's so weird. Like he's not like this guy that everybody's been like, holy shit, we got to go get Kai Asakura into the UFC. I don't know. I've never heard that before. So Charles Energy Johnson, get out there, kick some ass this weekend, and then I want him on the podcast to talk about his win, talk about his 4 victories in 2024, and then talk about this guy Kai Asakura.
And then he can call out whichever one wins this title bout at UFC 310. There you go.
And Charles Energy Johnson is pretty cool, and I'm pretty sure he watches like a lot of anime and stuff. So he may even know how to talk shit to Kai in Japanese already. Could you imagine? That'd be pretty badass. So anyway,
that'd be a cool promo.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay. So there's that. That's interesting. I really feel like that's super interesting. Here's the last thing I'm going to talk about. Oh, and I had a photo I didn't show when Daniel was here. There's him with Stipe. Look how big Daniel James is.
I know.
He's a monster, this dude. Anyways. Also, I have this photo I should put up. Go buy our shirt. Go buy the Fight Insight podcast shirt. on millions.co. Go get that shirt. Buy it now. It's the lowest price I can possibly make it on millions.co. You will not find, I mean, I can almost guarantee there's no shirt cheaper on millions.co. And all that means is that Timmy B is making $0 off this bad boy. I just want people to be able to get a shirt. So go buy a shirt, please. Here's the last thing I want to talk about, Raine, before we get going. I know we're running out of time. It is so important. You know, you in America are in an election season. The world right now is in such a weird place when it comes to like just news and everything. Okay. It is so important to check your facts, right? Yeah. Daniel James was saying he was mad about the way that they were writing about his thing and stuff. Mm-hmm. Because then again, like, I think what he's saying is nobody reaches out to him to go, hey, Daniel, what's your story? That's kind of, did you get that from him? That's kind of what he was implying,
yeah,
right? That no one was calling Daniel James and saying, hey, can I just ask you about this story here? Yeah. Like, what's the deal here? Like, what's this about you testing positive? Blah, blah, blah. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the funniest thing happens, and I just have to call this out. This guy messages me on Instagram, and he says, you won't believe that judge for UFC, Sal D'Amato. You recognize that name, Sal D'Amato?
Yeah,
he's like the main guy. He's everywhere all the time. Okay. You won't believe that judge, Sal D'Amato, Timmy B. I'm like, okay, what's up? He proceeds to send me a bunch of text messages through Instagram where he is talking with Sal D'Amato following, I guess, maybe the UFC card or whatever, where I guess Sal had made a call on a fight that maybe people didn't agree with. I don't know the whole thing. But so the guy that's messaging me is like, yeah, Sal, you suck. What the hell's going on? Why would you blah, blah, blah. And Sal D'Amato responds, fuck you. I'm the greatest. I'm the judge here. I get paid the money. You can just sit there and watch. Who cares about you?
Is that his real account?
And the context is going back and forth, and the texts are going back and forth, right? And I'm like, what? And so the guy, I think, is sending it to me because he's like, you should put this on your podcast. Right? Which I feel a little bit weird because I'm like, well, it's your private messages to this dude, you know? But maybe what I'll do is I'll reach out to him to say, would you like to come on the podcast? Because you seem a little bit upset here, right? Or like, you seem very willing to like engage with people. So why don't you come on the Fight and Sight podcast? So I started looking at it and I'm like, are you sure this is Sal D'Amato? And he goes, yeah, that's him. That's his account. He's got the blue check mark next to his name. I'm like, can't you just pay for a blue check mark? Like, couldn't I create an account? Like, I think I can create a Ringside Raine account and get a blue check mark.
As long as you pay for it.
Yeah, right? Don't do that.
For my blue check, so.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because who cares, right? But I think you can just buy it. So then I look, and then I look at the account, and I look at the profile, and it's this guy, and I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't know. And then I start Googling Sal D'Amato, UFC judge, and I find a picture of him. It is not the picture of the guy that this guy's talking to.
Oh my God.
So then I send him that photo, like when he did an interview with like MMA Junkie or something. I'm like, oh, that's Sal D'Amato. And the guy goes, oh shit, that's why you're good at what you do.
Oh my God.
So it's so funny. And I'm like, I think you've been arguing with some guy whose name is Sal D'Amato, knows that you're misinterpreting that he's someone else, and he's just having a field day with you, just telling you to fuck off. It's so funny, Raine. It's so funny. I was just like, oh my God. That is why you got to do your fact checking. That's why you got to like go and look at things, because if you go off and you start, imagine how many, and the guy that was talking to me, he's a great dude. But imagine how many people had he told before me that Sal D'Amato's an asshole, but like, that's how fast things can change, right? Like, that's how fast a story about someone or something can go out of control, because, right? It was so funny. I was dying laughing. I had to say that story to you just to laugh, but crazy. It was so funny. Anyways, check your facts, Raine. Check your facts. Yeah. You know what I mean? All right. I do want to say too, we didn't say it on the Friends of the Podcast, but you are doing stuff with millions.co, which is very cool. You're doing interviews on there. I'm going to be doing interviews on there. So we're branching out and doing more stuff. Mm-hmm. And how do people get to you on millions.co?
Oh, you can go to millions.co/Raine-Cruise. And then you can access my interviews. I've interviewed a friend of the podcast. What's his name? The guy with the honey. Isaac
Charles
Dolgarian.
Bulgarian. Yes.
Yep. Isaac Dolgarian, Chris Duncan, and Anthony Romero, the UNF bantamweight champion. So go to millions.co/Raine-Cruise to access those interviews and also to buy a Ringside Raine shirt.
Wait, you can get that now on there too?
Yes.
Oh my God, our fans need to really work extra overtime to be able to buy both our shirt and your shirt. So yeah, you can get that there. The link for our shirt is in the text below. But go check out Raine on there, please, and go support and follow and do all that stuff. Raine, that's it for this podcast. I think we did a fantastic job. Boy, that interview far better than I had ever imagined it was going to go. It is crazy how we do these interviews and suddenly it just spurns off on something that is very, very cool. So I hope you enjoyed it. Raine, thank you so much. And we will see you in 2 weeks. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Next week, if you want the juice on the antitrust lawsuit, you come here. Bye.